everyone, welcome back to Dr. JP classes. I hope you all are fine. Friends, in previous video we had discussed about how to write a research proposal and what to include in your research project. Today we all are going to discuss about the key difference between research proposal and research report. In this video we will learn introduction, what is a research proposal, what is a research report, definition of a research proposal, definition of a research report, then comparison chart, and key difference between research proposal and research report, at last conclusion. This video provides detailed description about key difference between research proposal and research report. So friends, watch this video till the end. So to start from introduction part, research proposal and research report are two terms that often confuse many student researchers. Student researchers are always confused with the research proposal and research report. But a research proposal describes what the researcher intends to do in his research study and is written before the collection and analysis of data. In research proposal, the researcher's main purpose or goal is to describe the plan to do in his research study. Generally, the research proposal is written before the collection and analysis of data, but a research report describes the whole research study and is submitted after the completion of the whole research project. Thus, the main difference between research proposal and research report is that a research proposal describes the proposed research and research design, whereas a research report describes the completed research, including the findings, conclusion, and recommendations. Simply, a research proposal is a structured formal document that explains what is your plan to research and design the research. But the research report describes the completed research. After the completion of research work, the researcher prepares research report. In the research report, the researcher includes the findings, conclusion with few recommendations for further research. Then we know clearly about what is a research proposal. A research proposal is the blueprint of the research project and is usually written when funding is involved or approval is necessary for conducting research with human subjects. The aim of a research proposal is to justify the need for a specific research proposal and present practical methods and ways to conduct the proposed research. In other words, a research proposal presents the proposed design of the study and justify the necessity of the specific research. Thus, a research proposal describes what you intend to do and why you intend to do it. There are many formats that can be used to create a research proposal. The length of each format will vary. It includes an introduction, problem hypothesis, and assumptions. Simply, we can say that the research proposal explains what you plan to research, that is your research topic, why it's worth researching, that is your justification, and how you plan to investigate it, that is your practical approach. For design a research proposal, the researcher uses different type of formats. Basically, it is said that research proposal is the blueprint of the research project and it is usually written when funding is involved or a request for sponsorship of that particular research. A research proposal generally contains the following segments: introduction, context or background, then literature review, research methods and methodology, research question, aims and objectives, then list of reference. Each of these segments is very important to a research proposal. For example, it is impossible to write a research proposal without reading related work and writing a literature review. Similarly, it is not possible to decide a methodology without determining specific research questions. Each of these segments is very important to a research proposal. Then, what is a research report? A research report is a document that is submitted at the end of a research project. This describes the completed research project. It describes the data collection, analysis, and the results as well. This also includes sections such as findings, analysis, conclusions, shortcomings, and some recommendations. The research report is a document that is usually submitted at the end after the completion of the research project. Here, the researcher analyzes detail about the data collection, analysis, findings, conclusions, results, shortcomings, at the same time, some recommendations. A research report is also known as a dissertation. A research report is not a research plan or a proposed design. It describes what was actually done during the research project and what was learned from it. Research reports are usually longer than research proposals since they contain step-by-step process of the research. The research report is written after the research has been conducted and accurately documents the completed project. The research report is usually longer than the research proposal, and in a research project, the researcher describes what was actually done during the time of research and what was learned during the time of research. Then, definition of a research proposal. A research proposal is a document that the researcher creates to describe the research program in detail. This is usually a request for funding for the subject being studied. Generally, the research proposal is a document and the researcher describes the research program in detail that provides the area of knowledge in detailed manner. A research proposal, in other words, is a summary or description of the research process that provides quick information about the research project. Generally, the research proposal provides quick information about the research project. After the research proposal has been approved, it is sent to the appropriate authority. Once the research proposal has been submitted, it will be evaluated to determine if the cost, potential impact, and soundness of the plan for the project are all considered. The purpose of the proposal is to justify the necessity and importance of the study and to show the practical methods for conducting it. It also discusses the major issues and questions that the researcher will address during the research. It must also highlight the main area of the research study. In a research proposal, the researcher justifies the necessity and importance of the study. At the same time, highlight the main area of the research study. After the research proposal has been approved, it is sent to the appropriate authority, the particular authority having responsibility for the providing funds to conduct the research work. Research report is the document that organizes and presents the data collected and analyzed. It is a publication that includes the purpose, scope, and hypothesis of the research project, as well as the methodology, findings, limitations, recommendations, and conclusion. A research report is simply the record of the research process. A research report is a collection of facts that have been carefully considered and intended to provide understandable information for people. After the research is completed, all work is written down, and this is known as a research report. This document describes the research activity in detail. It includes introduction, literature review, and methodology, and its results for future reference. Generally, a research report is simply the record of the research process, and it is written after the research work is completed, and in this document, the researcher describes the research activities in detail. Then, comparison chart. On the basis of comparison, we compare research proposal with research report. On the basis of meaning, research proposal refers to a brief and cogent synopsis, that means clear and logical synopsis of the proposed research in a written form. On the other hand, a research report refers to a document that systematically, coherently, and methodically presents the research work in a written form. Then, on the basis of comparison, the research proposal written in future tense but the research report written in past tense. On the basis of preparation, research proposal prepared at the beginning of the project. On other hand, research report prepared after the completion of the project. Then the length of the research proposal is short, but the length of the research report is comparatively long. Then the research proposal deals with problem or topic to be investigated. On the other hand, the research report deals with results of the completed research work. Then the determines or find out exactly of research proposal is what will be researched, why the research is important, and how the research will be conducted. On the other hand, the research report based on what is researched, what sources are used to collect data, how the data is collected, what are the findings, what are the recommendations for future research. Then the chapters. What are the chapters included in research proposal? That are introduction, literature review, and research methodology. On the other hand, the chapters in research report based on introduction, literature review, research methodology, results, interpretation and analysis, conclusion and recommendations. After the comparison chart, if we want to know clearly about the research proposal and research report, then we definitely know about what are the key difference between research proposal and research report. The key difference are: a research proposal is a framework that guides the research. A research proposal can be described as a plan for collecting, measuring, and analyzing data. On the other hand, a research report is a written description of the research findings. It follows a particular format. Preparing a research proposal is the first step in research work. However, the final step is writing a research report. Then, the research proposal is created at the start of the project. On the other hand, the research report, however, is completed after the project has been completed. Research proposals are written in future tense. However, the research report's tense is in past tense. It is also written in third person. A research proposal should be between 4 to 10 pages. On other hand, the research report is approximately 100 to 300 pages. The topic or problem to be researched is the focus of the research proposal. The research report, on the other hand, focuses only on the findings of the completed research. Then, the research proposal outlines the scope of research, its relevance, and the methods to be used. On the other hand, the research report determines the scope of the research, data source, data collection methods, that is, survey, interview, questionnaire, results, and conclusions, as well as recommendations for future research. Three chapters make up the research proposal, that are introduction, literature review, and methodology. On the other hand, the research report covers the following chapters: introduction, literature review, research methodology, results, interpretation, analysis, and conclusion, and some recommendations for future research. The researcher prepared the research proposal including three chapters, that are introduction, literature review, and methodology. But on the other hand, the researcher in research report covers many chapters, that are introduction, literature review, research methodology, results, interpretation, analysis, conclusion, and some recommendations for future research. Finally, we conclude that a research proposal is basically the planning stage for the research work. It must be prepared in the writing format to prove its value. On the other hand, the research report is the end of the research process. Friends, that's all about the key difference between research proposal and the research report. If my video provides you little bit information, then do like, share and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to write your comments using the comment box. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Have a nice day.